So it's been about a month and a half since I became a lead line. And the biggest differences that I've noticed is before COVID, I was the lead line, but there wasn't a whole lot of like authority behind it. It was more like you're a line cook, and then we're going to give you extra responsibilities. That's it. I mean, I really didn't have to manage anyone. My chef would sort of encourage me to delegate tasks, but I I just think there's a lot of factors that go into why I feel I'm fiddling, by the way, with all the pens that I carry with me. I'm taking them all off. Oh, let me get the last ones. That is not a pen. There you go. This is what I carry with me every day. Standard. Slow day, busy day, standard. Not that I need 4 Sharpies, but I have 3 Sharpies to loan out. But as I was saying is, yeah, it's a whole different experience. With me being lead now, it is like legit training to be a sous chef. Legit training on how to speak to people, how to talk to people. Because again, if you're not aware, my company, the restaurant group that I belong to, you're not pulling the fucking ego line. Like that shit is not gonna fly. Period. And I happen to have 2 chefs that are one of the most chillest chefs ever. And when I say that, it's like these guys got tons of experience. They're both in their 50s. And it's almost kind of like that. Like they're very like my chef is very conscious. He is not interested in making big deals out of nothing. He's not interested in like problems come up. It is what it is. Let's figure out a problem, which is exactly what I like doing. I prefer problem solution. I'm not into problem. Let's bitch and moan and talk about it and vent and solution. You know, once I cut out the middle fucking part, best. So it's been the physical stuff itself is easy because it's just like look, if you want to become a lead line cook, it's quite simple. Master your line cook position. Get that shit down. When you get there, set that station up right. You know, when you leave, make sure everything is put away, done correctly, right? Once you do your job perfectly, start adding more responsibilities to it. Like almost view it as you need to get your shit out of the way so you can start doing that other shit. It's really the best way, you know? And that's the way I was. I mean, for the longest time. If they needed, if I see dishes are piling up, I'm fucking going for it. If at the end of the night I'm done cleaning up my station, but there might be something else left, I always do it. I'm always volunteering. I'm always asking what next. When I'm done prepping for my station, I ask the chef, what else can I do? You want to start to behave. You want to be that role before you're that role, if that makes sense. With the managing of people, that's really difficult because you can only learn through actual like interactions and trial and error. But on a practical, if you want to know, hey, I want to move up to a lead line cook, how do I do that? It's quite simple. It's not about I'm the fastest line cook. I don't give a shit about that. And I'm pretty sure most people don't give a fuck about that. That's great that you're fast, right? But are you doing things correctly? Are you working clean? Are you are you going back? Are you making like a prep project and you're going constantly back and forth into the walk-in to get like, oh, I need the carrots. And now I need the celery. And now I need the chicken. And it's like, dude, like, you know, work efficiently, multitask if you can. You know, if you're out here, like, you know, I remember I would be doing like hummus, right? And at some point, hummus needs to go into the Roku. Okay, cool. So you know what? While I'm doing the hummus, while it's running through the Roku, getting into the consistency that I need to, I'm already maybe picking some leaves for the next project that I'm doing. You want to think about that kind of stuff, you know? It's not... I'm not saying you need to burn yourself out and you're going to do everything under the sun, but you want to start, again, your restaurant, you know better than I do what is considered like little extra things. You got nothing to do, it's a slow night, start fucking cleaning. And no, you're not going to be fucking like, come on guys, let's get it. Shut the fuck up. Like, that's the worst thing. No one wants to hear a line cook who's now dragging other people into their fucking little world of like, come on guys, we can fucking do this. It's just ridiculous. So it's kind of like moving up in this industry, in some ways, it's the loneliest fucking thing in the world, because you are completely erasing completely from your vocabulary anything that evolves, but he, but she, and they, and morning person, and the night crew. You erase that out of your fucking mind. That your vocabulary, that shit doesn't exist. Cool, you came in and the station looks like shit. Guess what? You're gonna quietly, if you got tickets, take care of them, and then you're gonna like get your station set up right. You're going to demonstrate through your actions alone that you are fit to lead. Okay, that's my personal experience. Yours might be completely different. You know? Second, one thing that I've seen time and time again, almost like clockwork. Avoid two things. One, when you get promoted, that doesn't mean kick your fucking feet up. It means what you've been doing has been working. That now becomes the standard. Okay? Becomes the baseline. What does that mean? Right? The baseline, right? What's your baseline? You show up to work, you clock in, you show up on time, clean, presentable, you work service, you know, get your station ready before service, you keep your station clean during service, you flip, you clean up your station, get it ready for the next day. If you guys have prep lists you guys need to do, you do that. And guess what? Right there, that's the bare minimum. Right? Once that's the bare minimum, then you slowly start adding to that. Once you can get that like bare minimum like down really well, then it just sort of becomes like, I need to get this done before I can start doing the next things, which could be picking up a prep project, which could be, you know, maybe you work fry and you have 2 fryers, right? Maybe you know it's slow between certain times. Cool. So maybe you turn off 1 fryer, maybe like an hour or 2 before close. You deep clean that motherfucker. And then the next day you can do the other one. You know? Me, tomorrow is Sunday. So I am going to take it upon myself for the 3rd week in a row. I'm going to take out all the burner covers, you know, the cast iron part. I'm going to take that. I'm going to have the dishwasher degrease it and then rinse it out. And then I'm going to change the aluminum on all the burners, clean out the burners and the pipe. I do all that shit. I've been doing that shit before I was lead. Standard. I know my time, and I know when I have gaps in my time, and I know how to fill those gaps in my time. Because once you're a chef, you're wearing many coats. You're wearing many hats, as some would say. But yeah, it becomes accountability to the fullest. It means you stop worrying about what other people are doing. It means that you're not going to have this, like, that's not my job in your vocabulary. No. It doesn't mean, like, oh, I'm not a dishwasher. I didn't come in. So, like, my first month doing this, it's been, obviously, it's learning all the stations at once. Instead of, like, you're a saute.
I'm having trouble hearing you.
I'm going to take this off. There you go. off. I don't know why Siri just turns on its own. Okay, so where was I? So it's difficult because you're being bombarded. The first week, it's like you're getting all the responsibilities that come onto me, right? Most of it's pretty simple shit. I have to learn all the stations, all of them. It's now a month and a half, and I think I have Fry Station down very well. Fry Station is also the carving station for pastrami and corned beef that I provide for saute. I do one saute. I use saute for one item, and that's the chicken schnitzel, and that's about it. If I'm not making my own stuff from the fryer, I'm supporting plancha and saute with corned beef or pastrami. So, and anyway, yeah. So you're learning all the stations, and aside from that, we have a bakery, so I have to make the rye bread for the next day. But again, the one part that is like new to me, all that, the first stuff that's easy, the physical stuff that's easy, but then it's like managing people, managing personalities, and it's almost like you have to fit to the other person's personality. You have to be, as Bruce Lee said, like water. You know, you have to become the shape of, you have to take the form of the cook that you're talking to. And so far, it's been pretty good. It's worked. I've created some really good bonds so far, I would say, for the most part. I know management thinks I'm doing a great job. My chef has been really good with communicating that with me. But I mean, there's one cook that just, you know what, she's, as my chef said it, a drama queen, has a problem with every single new employee, and it is what it is. So instead of me like, well, fuck that, you know what? I'm not here to cause any drama. I'm not here to be a part of the drama. So to me, I'm taking that as a challenge. Like, how do I form my personality in a way that brings out the best in this person? If you can't do that, if your brain is just not at that point right now, if you're hearing this, you're like, dude, fuck that shit, you're not ready to be a lead. Because, you know, it's about the cooking when you're a line cook. The instant you move one step up, then it doesn't become about the cooking anymore. Now it becomes the multitasking. Now it becomes knowing what you have. How much of it do you have? Can you make it through the night? Does it need to be added onto the prep list the next day? You know, shit like that. And then if you're managing, you have to be able to adapt to different kinds of people. Tomorrow, I have to go and apologize to a cook. And so here's how it goes. We have a cook that's been working here since I started. Like, she's been there longer than I have. She's, let's just say, in her 60s. 60s, maybe, I'd say 60s. Okay? We need people, so she brought her husband along, who I'm guessing was retired or wasn't working. From my experience, he seems to be more along the lines of this is how we did it. This is how I used to do it. I used to be a chef at a retirement home or whatever. Like, it, you know, for someone that's coming into work, you sure have a lot of opinions about the people managing you or about the way that we do things. So I want you guys to remember that when you go into a kitchen, dude, however you did it before, that's before, okay? Every kitchen does things differently. It doesn't matter what task it is, differently. That's why, like, I don't want you guys to take me as the end all and be all. I think that there's things that I think are applicable. You just have to figure out, how can I apply this into my personal career, into my kitchen, you know? don't see me as the one voice of the kitchen. Imagine you're sitting at a bar or you're sitting at a table with your friends after work. I'm just one of the guys sitting there, and we're all taking turns giving our 2 cents. I just happen to be putting my 2 cents on video on YouTube for everyone to see. That's it. It's not that serious. So what ended up happening, what the situation is, he had brought some frozen French fries from the freezer, and he set them on the cutting board on his station, and he stops and he starts talking to this other cook about how to prep, how to cook, how to do stuff, which is kind of interesting thinking back now at that detail, because that's what I've been getting from a lot of other cooks as far as complaints go. I don't know why I'm doing this. My kids have been doing this a lot lately. They don't know what it means, and now I'm in the habit of just doing that. But he's been in this whole habit of like, I know how to do this. I've done the I get it. But in this kitchen, we have our own system. And I remember the chef was pulling me onto the station. He's like, so I need to show you something. And all I said, I swear to God, hey, can you put the French fries, can you put them in the low boy with the other fries? Thank you. That's it. And I kind of try to recreate the tone that I used. Again, you have to understand there's vents, there's that. So I say it in a little louder voice, a little more assertive. Again, not aggressive, just like, hey, can you X, Y, and Z? No one up to this point has had a problem with it. No one up to this point has complained. Everyone's like, no problem, chef. Everyone's been very cooperative. But he didn't feel that way. So I guess he felt that I talked to him in a certain tone. And again, different chefs handle things differently. I'm with a chef who has asked me, tomorrow I'm going to check in with my sous chef, let him know what's going on, and he will play as a witness to me just going, hey, I'm sorry if there was any misunderstanding in the way I was speaking to you. I will try to be more conscious of that. And he told me, leave it at that. And then my sous chef's going to be there just to watch, just to be sure this guy doesn't like blow a fuse or whatever. But it's very clear I'm working with a cook in their 60s who clearly goes into a job but is not interested in taking direction. They'll take direction so long as it's like, well, that's not how I do it. So that's really, you know how that makes me feel? I'm going to show you how it makes me feel. Let me think about it for a minute. Can you just please shut the fuck up? Like, just listen. It's like this. It's that simple. I don't know why you're here if you're not going to take direction. I'm not trying to be a dick. Just fucking do it. Not the best approach. Not the best approach, but that is sincerely how I feel every day. I'm just like, take a breath. But you know what? That's kind of good for me because it lets me know, like, okay, so clearly I have a little bit of like people issues. I don't want to say people issues like that, but like it's great practice for me to learn how to talk to people. I know I'm right. I know I didn't do anything wrong. I know that this person's overreacting. I know that this person has an ego. It's not just me. It's everyone. Everyone's starting to see it. Okay? But again, management style in this company with this chef, tomorrow I'm going to go walk up to him and apologize. Like, hey, sorry I crossed the line, so if there was any misunderstanding in the way I was speaking to you. But I mean, it's that kind of shit you're going to have to deal with. With the other one, that was like a drama, they say she's a drama queen. Everyone agrees that she's a drama queen. I remember I had asked a cook, like, hey, we got these fries back. They said they were cold. Can you please refire them? That's all I said to him. And I guess she overheard me say that to the fry cook. She didn't like that. And so she went to the chef. The chef came to me, asked me what was going on. And I said, I just had some, the fries were cold. And I told him to refire it. and he told me that he didn't do it. And I said, oh, okay, well, I still need it refired. And my chef's response is, hey, next time he says that to you, you tell him, I don't care who fired these or how long they were there. I'm asking you to fire these French fries again, please. Not the same ones. I tossed that shit. You can free fire some new ones. And I see him, and I stood at it. I looked at him for like a second. I'm like, okay, so what you just said and how you just said it is 10 times more aggressive than how I came at him. Again, I'm kind of just almost like in an asking, like, oh, hey, Stephanie, could you do me a favor? Could you X, Y, and Z? Oh, hey, Paul, I need to do this, and that. Do you mind taking charge of this project? That's my approach. That's really been my approach, is more of this asking, could you do me a favor? And if you say no, you say no. But I'm gonna have to tell the chef that you told me no. You know? I might be like, are you sure? You're not gonna do it? Okay. I'm not gonna argue with you, dude. I'm just gonna trust the process. You know, we have a system down in this kitchen. Like, we're not going to yell at you, but you need to fucking do as, you know, your manager is telling you, your chef, your sous chef, your lead. I'm not here to boss you around. I'm not here to kick my feet up and you're going to do everything. Dude, I'm doing as much as I can, but in order to get all my tasks done, I might have to delegate some tasks. And no one has had a problem with it, except for 2 people. So that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, it's being a lead right now, it's tough in terms of like dealing with people. Being a lead is difficult when you don't know how to do that, when you don't know when to apply pressure, when to release pressure, when to speak. So I'm kind of figuring it out. And I mean, my chef was kind enough to let him know, like, hey, he's new at management. He's figuring it out, X, Y, Z. You know, and in the beginning, some people did have a problem that I was there, but like my exec chef said, it was my turn. And that's kind of that's exactly how it works in this company. There's a line, you know, when you come in, once you're in, you're in. And if you want to move up, you just have to wait your turn. That's it. There's different cooks in one of the 6, 7 restaurants that we have. And, you know, some people want to move up, some people don't. I have been wanting to move up for some time. I did move up, then COVID happened, and I kind of just like went back to being a cook. It's been a wild ride for me, but I haven't let that sort of get to me because of one incident where everyone thought that I was going to be the next sous chef at the restaurant that I was in previously. Everyone was sure, because I was, you know, between me and the chef, we were doing everything he was showing me. I was being his backup. I was becoming really good at doing all the tasks that I could just pile on more work on. And it wasn't bothering me. I wasn't like burning myself out. Like, I had a really good rhythm going. But just to show you that it's not up to you, just to show you that it's like, hey, anyone can say whatever they want, is not your choice. And so what happened? They're like, hey, we're giving this spot to someone else. At the time, I was super cool about it. But then I remember after work, it just really hit me and it pissed me off and it angered me. And so I took enough steps back, and I realized that I need to quit focusing on titles. I need to quit focusing on, making it. Because the way I see it, if you're doing what you need to be doing, you're on your way. There's no 2 ways around. If you're doing what you need to be doing, if you're being proactive with your goals, with your responsibility, with your discipline, you're fine. My suggestion is, and it's something that I've taken to heart, and it's been paying off. It's slower, but it's paying off, and it lays it on thick. And that is worry about the craft. Okay? Be the best fucking thing you can at whatever you do. Be the best that you can be. And the best thing about it is, for the most part, you're never going to reach the top of the mountain. So you're always going to have something to look forward to. You know, it's almost like perfection is unattainable, which is why perfection is fucking great to reach for, because you're never going to reach it. But you know what? It's going to bring out the best in you. And so that's where I'm at with lead. That's how I got the lead position. I'm going to be keeping you guys updated I don't think I want to make like a full series on this the way I did with with my Sue life, because I consider myself a line cook still. I'm a lead line cook. I'm not gonna go and fluff and puff up my ego with like I'm a junior sous chef. And to be quite honest with you, I'm not saying that. I used to think like that's a bullshit title until I realized that some places that's exactly what they call them. My problem with that is that a lot of cooks let the titles go to their head, which is why I say knock that shit off. Quit putting these titles on a pedestal. I'd rather be a phenomenal cook in the kitchen. I'd rather be able to go to anyone's house and be able to cook them a meal than having a fucking title. Like I don't give a shit about that anymore. I care about being the best that I can be. I want you to be the best that you can be. And on your way up, keep an open mind, because it's going to challenge you and it's going to expose your weaknesses, and you can either run from them or face them. Tomorrow, I'm going to take that first step into facing it. We'll see how it goes. Have a great service, guys.